Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing you my team analysis video for Week 2 of Season 3 of the Pokémon Premier League. Yes indeed. Now, last week we got ourselves off to a fantastic start to the season, took a nice 4-0 victory over Alex and Monzi Baynet. And you know, it's been said that we may have got a little bit fortunate there with a bit of a misgen on his part. But yeah, we still managed to take the win, and that's really all that matters at this point. So, Week 2. Who do we play against Week 2? Well, Week 2, Parasect Germain go up against Slyroh and Pittsburgh Pyroar. An old enemy of ours. He's been, much like us, he and his team have been with the Pokemon Premier League since the beginning. Unchanged as far as name and coach go. And we have this rivalry going on. I have beaten him both times we've played, and on both occasions it was pretty much due to a big amount of luck on my part. You know, the theme of my Season 1 victory against him was crits. The theme of the Season 2 game, well, that was a Stone Edge miss for the ages, that one. Turning a 5-0 loss into a 1-0 defeat for me. So he's going to be out for blood. He wants this so badly, I know that. So we're going to try and stop him from getting this victory, get ourselves off to a nice 2-0 start, as we have done with the previous 2 seasons. Now, Slyroh's team. I'm going to run down his team real quick. Like he has got, should be appearing on his screen right about now, Mega-Altaria, Weavile, Arcanine, Roserade, Bronzong, Hitmontop, Cofagrigus, Sandslash, Hydreigon, and Lantern. So we've got this kind of mix of very potent threats. Mega-Altaria, depending on the set, can be deadly. Weavile, we all know what that can do. Roserade as well is incredibly powerful. Hydreigon going round 9, that was an absolute steal. Then you've got all this horrific bulk on his team. Arcanine is stupid bulky. Bronzong is hella bulky. Hitmontop is brilliant. Cofagrigus, Sandslash, Lantern. And combining in with it, he's got these mons that he knows how to use very well. He used Lantern to great effect last season. Arcanine the season before served him very well too. So yeah, it's going to be difficult to get around this team, but I think we can try and put together the right team to do it. And I've got to tell you, it hasn't been easy. This team has changed so much, I have not been able to settle. Because whilst looking at Sly's team, there's a couple of mons on mine that can do really well against him and really put in the work. The rest of my entire squad does not appreciate his. So, with that in mind, let's go over the Pokemon I'm going to be bringing to this battle. So, first up, we have Sylveon. Sinatra the Sylveon is back. There are 2 sets that Sylveon does really well. Defensive team support and specs. We went with defensive team support last week. This week we're bringing choice specs. Pixelate, Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, Psyshock, Hidden Power, Ground. We got 248 HP, 248 special attack, and 12 into speed, I believe. Just to sort of stop anyone from trying to speed creep me. We've got a modest nature as well, by the way. But yeah, we're just trying to stop people from speed creeping with those EVs. You know, Hyper Voice can hit his team real hard. Mega-Altaria, Weavile, Hitmontop, even stuff like Sandslash, Hydreigon of course, even Lantern, they're not going to be appreciating a powerful Specs Hyper Voice from Sylveon. We've got the coverage to do nice damage to everything else as well. You know, Shadow Ball, that's good for the Bronzong and the Cofagrigus. Psyshock, that's going to hit the Hitmontop quite hard and also very nice for the Roserade. Hidden Power Ground, that's really just there for the Arcanine, and if I can catch the Lantern on the switch as well, so much the better. But yeah, Sylveon's got the coverage to hit his team entirely for super effective damage, I believe. Other than Sandslash? Other than Sandslash, who isn't, like, particularly specially bulky, so whatever. Yeah, Sylveon's looking good. I'm hoping for it to put some decent work. So, next on the list is going to be Mega-Scizor. She is making its Parasect Germain debut, with, of course, the Scissorizing Technician. We've got Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Knockoff, and Sword Stance. 60 HP, max attack, 196 speed, Jolly Nature. We have gone with Super Speedy Sizz. Reason we've got those speed EVs, wants to be able to outspeed the likes of Max Invested Sandslash, Lantern as well. Also, of course, a defensive Arcanine would be nice to be outspeeding that. The reason I am going speedy, Lantern is an issue, and it wouldn't be the first time he's brought offensive Lantern. It wouldn't be the first time he's brought a surprising speedy mon against me. Last season it was Donphan, it nearly cost me. So I'm kind of expecting an unexpected speedster. Could be the Lantern, hell it could be the Bronzong. Though I would imagine more the latter than the former. But it's standard.jpg as far as the moveset goes. You know, Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Knockoff, Swords Dance, there's not really too much to say about it. It does what it does. It's a Mega-Scizor. It's going to be hitting things very hard. Arcanine is a problem. I'm going to talk about Arcanine later, so we won't spend all that much time on it as far as Scizor is concerned. But it can hit most other things pretty hard. And yeah, I'm hoping that it can do some sort of late game cleaning, hopefully, if I've got a lot of damage on ones by then. So that is Mega-Scizor making his debut. We've got a few more debuts to go over, and the next one of those is the third member of the team, and that is going to be Jellicent. Bladoop making its debut for Parasect Germain. We have gone with a Rocky Helmet set, Water Absorb, Scald, Recover, Ice Beam, and Toxic. We have gone max physical defense. This guy, Jellicent, very important. Arcanine is a problem for my team. It's a problem in general, but it is a problem for my team. And Arcanine was one of the main things that got me scrambling this week, because I didn't know what I could bring to deal with it. Because those first two mons, they are the ones I referred to earlier, that they can put in a massive amount of work between them against Slyro's team. There's only one or two things standing in their way, and Arcanine is the main bastion of defense for Slyro against my offensive threats. So I need Jellicent to be putting in some work. We've got Toxic, that's nice to wear a lot of things down. You know, the only things he's got that are immune are Roserade, who I ain't staying in on, and Bronzong, I think. He's got nothing else that's immune. No, he doesn't. Scald is standard, you know, I need to be causing damage to that Arcanine and get my water stab going. Recover, I can recover up on a fair few things. And Ice Beam, nice coverage in case it comes down to sort of me versus the Roserade. And stuff like that. Toxic, nice as well for the likes of Lantern, who of course I can't really touch on my moveset, but it will force Lantern into the heal bell if he has it, and that would be nice to know. Rocky Helmet, if he's bringing an Arcanine, which he is bringing an Arcanine, I'm absolutely certain of it, it will be physical, and I'm imagining he'll know he needs to pack Crunch to deal with his Jellicent at the very least, or Wild Charge. I would expect Crunch. I just think he hits the rest of my team a little bit harder, if I am not horribly mistaken. I'm actually just going to try and take a look at the teams. What have I got there? Yeah, Crunch. Yeah, Crunch hits the Latias actually. So yeah, that would be nice for him to have. I'm pretty sure that is the kind of thing he would be thinking of. Yeah, so I'm imagining he'll be packing Crunch, Rocky Helmet damage on that, get some Scalds off, recover up where I can. Job should be a good one. So that is Jellicent. Next up we have Chicago. Chicago the Tornadus. I'm going through these relatively quickly. A little bit more quickly than last time, I think. We got Tornadus here. Tornadus with the Assault Vest. Defiant is the ability. We are going with Iron Tail, U-Turn, Knockoff, and Aerial Ace. We've got 8 EVs in HP, max attack, 92 special defense, and 156 in speed with Jolly Nature. Physical Tornadus. He's got Sly has got 2 Intimidators in the form of Arcanine and Hitmontop. So it would be nice to have Tornadus get in there, get a boost off that, get to +1, and you know, even if I have to U-turn out on +1, that's still not bad. Aerial Ace for stab, Iron Tail, that's good for the likes of Mega Altaria and the Weavile. U-turn, I can, you know, put pressure on the likes of Hydreigon with that, maybe even the Roserade and the Weavile. Knockoff is useful, you know, we all know it, and it allows me to hit Bronzong, Aerial Ace, stab. The speed on there, that is enough to outspeed everything on Sly's team that is not Scarfed or Weavile. I'm EV to outspeed the Hydreigon by like I think 1 point, and that's his second fastest mon after the Weavile. So we're going to be outspeeding a good percentage of Sly's mons with this guy, and that's going to allow me to get a nice initiative, put pressure on his team, and do some nice damage. I'm sort of lacking a little bit in physical offense on this squad, so Tornadus is occasionally going to have to fill in this kind of role, and I'm hoping it's going to be able to do well with that. So, with that being said about Tornadus, we can move on to the 5th team member, and I need hazards as much as I... I need rocks, basically, and I've only got one Stealth Rock setter, because he's got a Weavile, he's got an Arcanine, he's got 2 spinners that don't appreciate residual damage. You know who I'm going to say here, it's Sebek the Crocodile. We have gone with a fully physically defensive set here, with the leftovers, Intimidate ability, Earthquake, Knockoff, Stealth Rock, and Taunt. As I say, we've got 244 into HP, 4 attack, max defense, and 4 into speed, just to speed creep those pesky mons that might try and do the same to me. Yeah, max defense Crook. Gonna be nice to try and deal with the Arcanine. I've got Taunt on there for the likes of... What have I got Taunt on there for the likes of? Cofagrigus, Bronzong as well. Maybe even the Lantern, if I'm ballsy and staying in and he's trying to heal up, you know. Crook is sort of a second line of defense against that Arcanine. Intimidate and max defense, get an Earthquake off, try and force it out if needs be. Get the rocks up, I need to have rocks up, that's very important. If he's going to be switching in and out with Weavile and Arcanine and the likes of that, it'd be nice to get chip damage on them. It can force a spin on either Hitmontop or Sandslash as well. What's useful about that is if I can have rocks up when he brings in one of his spinners, and I know he's going to spin, I can just go straight into, yeah, what's it called? Sylveon. I'm going straight into Sylveon on a predicted rapid spin, and then I really threaten his team. I really put a lot of pressure on with that Specs Hyper Voice. You know, neither of his spinners want to take that, so he's going to have to make a switch. And if I can whittle down the likes of Arcanine, Bronzong, Cofagrigus, maybe even Lantern, the things that kind of want to take that hit, then we could be looking good in the late game. So that is Crocodile. We have one team member left, and you may have noticed a bit of an issue. I don't deal well with Roserade. I have an Assault Vest Tornadus who will outspeed and will take any one hit. But it won't take the likes of 2 Sludge Bombs. So I really need something to try and take on Roserade. And I've made a very interesting decision. Because the 6th member of the team, making his debut, is Sophos the Noctowl. Yep, week 2, and we're bringing Noctowl. Leftovers, Insomnia, we've got, you know, max specially defensive set, max HP, max special defense, we have got Nightshade, Toxic, Defog, and Roost. This is my answer to Roserade, and it's my only answer to Roserade. It will tank any 2 hits from a Roserade, except for maybe Hidden Powers, but I'll come on to that in a little bit. You know, Nightshade, 50 points of damage on whatever wants to take it. Toxic, very nice. You know, the only things I can't Toxic, as I've said, are the Roserade and the Bronzong. It's my defogger. I can heal up with Roost. Hopefully stick around and tank some hits. There's not too much to say about Noctowl. It's there for the special attackers on his team. It can even take 1 hit from a Hydreigon, albeit not well, but it can take it. And it can also take on special variants of Mega Altaria. Of course, the thing about special Mega Altaria is it can't set up, as far as special offense is concerned. So Noctowl can take that on fairly well as well. Get Toxics off, hope it isn't packing Heal Bell, and try and deal with it from there. So, that is my team going into the battle week 2 against Slyroh. Now, things on his team that are really worrying me, and there are 2 of them. And those are Arcanine and Roserade. As I said, Arcanine is a huge issue. And whilst my first 2 mons on my team, members 2 and 3 of the squad, Sylveon and Mega-Scizor, have a fairly decent matchup against him, the rest of my team don't, and Arcanine is the main reason why. I don't really have switches if he wants to run offensive. And, you know, if he can pass burns around on stuff that wants to deal with it, you know, if he's packing either Willow or Toxic, Willow for like the Crocodile that I have, Toxic maybe for the Jellicent, and he can try and storm me out, we could be in a problem. Similarly, well, actually not similarly, at the other end of the scale, in fact, we have Roserade, who is just such an offensive threat. The thing about Roserade is, it can suffer a bit from 4 move slot syndrome, but here, it's kind of very much laid out for it the moves it has to run, because it has to run Hidden Power Fire to hit the Scizor. It has to, doesn't have a choice. Really wants to be running dual stab. You know, Sludge Bomb is a really nice option for it to hit a lot of my mons neutrally. Giga Drain, I would imagine, is the one he'll be running to try and hit Jellicent. So then he's only got one move, and he really needs to decide what move that's going to be. It could well be Dazzling Gleam or Shadow Ball, you know, something to hit a potential Latias on my team, but the fact that he's forced to run Hidden Power Fire means he can't run Ice or Rock to hit Noctowl or Tornadus. So he's kind of forced into that, and it means we can sort of try and circumvent that Roserade a little bit more. As far as Mons I think he's going to bring, you know, it's those two. Those two are so absolutely categorically definitely coming. If he does not bring Arcanine and Roserade, I will be shocked to my core. I'll also be incredibly happy not to see them. But I could very well see him bringing, well, I'm fairly certain he's going to bring those two. When it comes to Mega Altaria or Weavile, I'm not sure. I think he'll bring one of them. Like, I could see him, I don't think he'll bring Weavile. You know, I've got Sylveon, Mega-Scizor, I've got a Blaziken who has that beautiful fire and fighting dual typing. And I've got some other bulky stuff as well, like Weezing. Mega Altaria, I could see him bringing. You know, there is stuff on my team that has a good matchup against it, and there's stuff on my team that has a really bad matchup against it. So I could see him bringing Mega Altaria. As I said, Arcanine and Roserade. Bronzong is nice for him. I think he'll be bringing that because it gets rocks up against me. And, you know, I have Defog, but I think he'll still want to put that pressure with the rocks on. Hitmontop, oh, I don't know about Hitmontop. The thing is, Hitmontop or Sandslash, like, one of them really should be coming. But, you know, that all depends on whether he thinks I'm going to bring rocks. They don't have a very good matchup. Cofagrigus would be nice for him. I really see Cofagrigus coming. So what's that? Mega Altaria, Arcanine, Roserade, Bronzong, possibly Cofagrigus. Lantern, I would imagine, would be the 6th member. I don't see Hydreigon coming. It's got a fairly bad matchup against a lot of what I have. But Lantern is good, and he knows how to use Lantern. He knows how to use it well. He's very often got the best out of it in previous battles. So those are the ones I would expect him to be bringing. You know, Arcanine, Roserade, Mega Altaria, Bronzong, Cofagrigus, and Lantern, I would imagine, are his 6. But that is pretty much it for the team builder. Keep an eye out on the channel for the battle, and of course before that, the pre-battle entertainment. Do let me know what you think of those, by the way. I quite enjoy writing them. But yeah, that should be the order from now on. It should be team builder one day. I'm hoping this to go up on the Friday. I am quite busy at the moment with my new job, so hopefully it can go up on Friday. If not, it might have to be Saturday. But yeah, and then whatever day follows the upload of this video will be, earlier on will be the pre-game entertainment, and then of course the game will come sometime in the evening. But that is going to be hopefully going up whenever tomorrow is. It'll be then, so keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, that is pretty much going to be it from me, so thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you head down to the description, of course, final thing before I leave, to check out links to the PPL Twitter and YouTube, and of course Slyroh's Twitter and YouTube. They'll all be there, but I'll go into more detail about their channels next time. But yeah, that's the details that you will need, and all the information is there. So, as I say, I'm going to get out of here. My final thank you to you all for watching. And yes, with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.